Alright, so here we are. It's been a little while since I updated anything. It is now the 11th of April. And it is payday is coming up, so it's time to sort out what I'm going to do in preparations for collecting all of my cash for my cash envelopes. So, the 15th, or the middle of the month, is when I get my big paycheck. That's my, the paycheck for my job. It's about $1,800. And so now it's time for me to just kind of check in and see what I've got going on. I got my disability disbursement, comes out on the 1st. So I pulled out my $190 cash for my chiropractor, and I keep that. I've got like a little coin purse that I keep it in. Smiley faces, because you know, after you get a chiro crack and a massage, aren't you a little bit happier? So that way I can keep that straight. And I didn't really have much going on. These numbers are for a squat challenge that I'm failing myself at. I should really get back on that. I hit, see, what did I get up to? I got to the 65, and then I was just, my hips were not happy. So maybe what I'll do, instead of increasing the reps all the time, I'll just see what I can do to crank out 60 or 65 every day, instead of going 90, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. So I think that's what I'll do. And I guess in my next video, which I should make in this time, I'll pull out the cash and show how I stuff my envelopes. So I'll let you guys know how I'm doing on that, or whatever. Alright, so we're coming up on this big paycheck, so it's time for me to check back in and see what I've got going on. Here's my goals list. The check means I already did it. I paid off my phone and wrote down the date that I got that done. My next thing that I am going to do, I've got sinking funds set up for ER, or for medical and dental. And so here's some dentist milestones to be able to do some fillings and whatnot. But what I need to pay off first is I had an ER visit. It actually turned out to be $140. So after I get paid, I'll get that done, and I'll be able to put a big old black check mark in that. And then I'll also still be taking care of these too, because the copay will get a little bit closer. The dental, oh wait, no, because I'll be pulling out of that. Yay for sinking funds. I really like that. It's keeping things that would potentially be an emergency not an emergency, and not having to get into my emergency fund. Okay, so what I do for setting up to get my cash envelopes is, yay for one hand. Alright, so this is, I don't know if anybody's seen this. This is what I do. I put all my receipts for the week in here. None yet. It's only Tuesday. Beginning of Tuesday for me. And what I do is that when I reconcile my receipts, then I let myself have my $20 of walking around money. That's, just unplugged my phone. I gotta go deal with my washing machine real quick. Yeah, it's full. Okay. It's pretty rinky-dink. Okay. So don't mind the noise. It's my washing machine making some clean clothes so that I can go to work at some point. Alright. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Alright. Everybody took their Dramamine? They're ready for this? Alright. So my receipts, every day I put them in here. I reconcile them on Sunday. That way I can have an allowance for starting work on Monday. I have my budget outline. It's in pencil so that I can add things and take things away as needed. And fixed expenses are things that every month they'll be the same. And the flexible, I just wrote for flexible are the things that I'm okay with not paying into. So my rent, have to pay it. Cell phone, I have to pay it. My car insurance, I have to pay it. Amazon, Audible, and Netflix, not necessarily, but they keep me from going insane. And for $40 a month, it's not terrible. Well, actually, $35 a month, so it's not too terrible. Student loan payments are going to start up here, I believe, this month. I have to double check on that, so that's something I get to do this weekend. My food bill, I consider that a food bill. Anything that I've got extra over that amount goes into a can and goes towards buying gardening supplies, seeds, tool repair, replacement, things like that. My fuel, I treat that as a bill, always going to be $100. Anything that I have left over by the 15th of the next month goes into a fund. I've got a savings account that I'll throw all that money into, and that goes towards car repair and replacement. My copay, that's my medical and dental that I'm paying in to be able to get some tooth work done and to be able to pay my medical copays. My car fund automatically pulls $25 plus whatever's left over after I do my fuel stuff. And my pet fund is $30 a month. I spend about $12 to $20 a month, but that extra 10 plus extra goes into a can that potential vet visits, things like that. I've got one cat who's being he did this 2 years ago, and I had to take him into the vet, and they gave him a bunch of saline solution under his skin, and he perked right up and felt better. But that was $50, so yay for having money set aside for that. And then my chiropractor, I just set money aside for that every month, and then I'll top it off to $190. So I guess that'll end up becoming a flexible expense, but I was going to treat it a little bit like a sinking fund, because this covers 2 visits plus a little bit extra every month. So the month that I've got 3 visits, I'll have a little bit extra already saved up. And then so then my flexible expenses, let's see if we can get this where you can see it. Terrible focusing. Ugh, sorry. So these are kind of potential sinking funds that I'll set up. At $200 set aside for in case something comes up. I can plan with it. Otherwise, it can go towards whatever goal I'm doing right now, which is back on these. Right now, emergency fund is going to be my big goal. Copay and dental, those are sinking funds. My car fund is a sinking fund, so I'll just kind of keep paying at it. And then paying off student loans and paying off my mom. And then a goal of having a regular savings on top of my emergency fund is a goal. So how I'm going to get there is I took my estimated income minus my fixed expenses, that's all of these, minus my flexible expenses, which is all of these. That equals $400 to go towards goals. So that could go towards setting up my emergency fund, paying extra on my student loans, or towards paying my mom. So this is where I get my numbers from. And then what I do before I go in, this is new, I just started doing these so I can have my withdrawal papers already set up before I go in. No, I'm not going to put in an account number. No, I'm not going to sign it. That's for me and my bank teller. And then what I do is I write down what cash I need to pull out, and then I sort out how I want it broken down, and then call it my wish list or my pick list. You know, $100 bills, $3 $50 bills, 2 20s, and a 10, and then write down what month it's for. And then I keep this withdrawal slip with it, and then I'll fill out this information right before I go to the bank, because who wants to have all of that sitting there? Oh look, go ahead and have access to $1,000 worth of my money in cash with my signature. That's bad news. But anyway, so yep, so that's how I do it. I just the week or so before, in order to stay geared up and interested in what's going on, I sort this stuff out. That's how much I'm gonna pull for the month. Since I get paid in the middle of the month, I pull out for the second half of second half of April, and the first half of May. So that's what all this money is going to go to. And when I make my next video, I'll show you how I sort out, how I split all this stuff out between my envelopes and cans and wallets and little coin purses and everything. So yeah, it's kind of complicated, but it works for me. And then I only have a little bit of money in my pocket at a time. And so, yay! Everything that keeps us moving towards our goals. It's a good thing. Alright. Happy middle of spring. Happy beginning for the observers. The beginning of Passover and the beginning of the week towards Easter. I'm not a God believer, but I do believe in spring, because it comes around every year, and it's evidence in tulips and daffodils. So yay for flowers and getting out of winter finally. But anyway, alright. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and let me know. I still don't have any subscribers, but I had like 60 views on my last budget video, so yay. For me, it's not about getting a bunch of viewers or getting a bunch of subscribers. It's just showing how I'm budgeting, one, to keep me accountable, and maybe to show somebody else who's also getting, I think $30,000 a year is what I'm doing this on. And I'm going to pay off, what do I have? I have $11,000 for my mom, and I think my student loans right now are at $35,000. So we'll sort that out. I'll be pretty honest with numbers. Obviously, I'll protect my account information. I just wanted to show that if I can do it, you can do it too. Alright, let's get it done. Meet them goals. Alright, thanks everybody. Have a good Easter week. Yay for spring. Come on, summer. Cheers.